Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Dan's Haunted Cottage. Now, this morning, I want to talk to you about something that is, I want to talk to you about something that is very, very important, and that subject is protection. Get your minds out of the gutter, not that type of protection. The type of protection I'm on about is, well, let me tell you.
Welcome to Dan's Haunted Cottage. Step inside if you dare.
Right, what I'm going to say to you now sounds very eerie-feary. It sounds very arty-farty, maybe not arty-farty, but it definitely sounds eerie-feary and hippy-dippy. And that's fine, and you may actually think to yourselves, oh my word, this guy has completely lost the plot. He is a mental case. Well, do you know what? I'll probably agree with you on most of that, to be honest. But this is something that, well, I haven't done a paranormal vlog or talked about the paranormal subject for quite a while now. And I wanted to get back on track again. And what I'm talking about is psychic protection or paranormal protection. Protection against the paranormal, protection against energies, protection against negative spirits, protection against all forms of negativity. Now, I was talking to my good friend last night, Damon from Nina the Ambulance Camper, and we just got onto the subject about how to protect yourself when you're out on an investigation. And we sort of talked about it, and I thought, you know what, that would make quite a good vlog actually, because I don't think I've talked about protection on an investigation or on a ghost hunt. Now, it's all about intent, and intent is bringing your reality forward, creating your own reality. And if you believe in something and you have enough intent in that belief system, then that will manifest for you. That's what they say anyway, and I do subscribe to that school of thought. It is bringing about your own destiny, as it were, or bringing about your own or creating your own protection. And this is what I do as a ghost hunter on investigations. I've tried to stay clear of it for a while because it does sound a bit strange and a bit odd, but I've practiced it, and the one time that I forgot to practice it, I ended up with a problem. And I will tell you about that a little bit later on in the video. So what I generally do, and most ghost hunters do it as well, and I'm sure that many people in the esoteric field use it for their own protection, or they use intent for whatever they want, as a metaphysical tool. And the way that I use it is that, and other ghost hunters, as I say, is I envisage myself standing on Mother Earth. Now, you can, depending on what your belief system is, you might be a follower of an Abrahamic religion, you might be pagan, it doesn't really matter. You know, you can utilize your belief system to bring into play whatever you want using the intent. And so what I do is, I'm more pagan than anything. So what I do is I generally stand still, plant both my feet firmly on Mother Earth, on terra firma, on the ground, and what I do is I envisage, first of all, roots leaving the bottom of my feet and going deep, deep, deep into Mother Earth and rooting me, stabilizing me there. So that keeps me grounded to Mother Earth. So whatever the supernatural or paranormal throws at me, it means that I'm always grounded. I'm always protected in that sense. And then what I do is I bring down obviously this is intent, so it's in your mind's eye. I bring down and concentrate on a white light that manifests itself. And what it does is it starts on my head, it comes down from above, starts on my head, and then it trickles down all over my body until I'm completely immersed in this white light. And the white light contains everything that is good, everything that is sacred, everything that is protective. So Mother Nature is my go-to, what do you call it? She would be my go-to, or she'd be the one that I would envisage protecting me. She would be my go-to protector. And so the light covers me, and then I ask out that no negative energies can penetrate this light, no negative energies can enter my space, no negative energies can come anywhere near me, and the only ones that are allowed to communicate with me will be positive energies or positive spirit. And it's served my purposes really, really well, and it does sound hippy dippy and eerie fairy, but as far as I'm concerned, it works, and I know that it works. And the reason I know that it works is that I did an investigation going back a few years now, and obviously the investigations we generally do them in the dark hours at night and in the early morning. And I came back from an investigation. We'd set up this investigation at this place, and we've been doing it solidly for a year, and we wanted to countenance and work out the different environmental conditions dependent on the different seasons, so that we could then work out over the course of the year or at the end of the year whether those conditions created or manifested something that was completely natural, but we determined to be or thought was supernatural or paranormal to begin with. So it allowed us to weed out the false information and the false positives that we had. Anyway, I did that investigation, and I came back, and it was in the early hours of the morning, and I was absolutely shattered. And something else that I do, which I would always suggest people do, and this was told to me by a medium that I trust, by an actual bona fide, proper medium, and he's a very good friend of mine. And you know what my feelings on mediums are, and you know what my feelings on that type of stuff is. But this guy, completely credited, completely believe him. And if you know, as I say, I do believe that certain people have mediumship abilities or mediumistic abilities. Not all and sundry have got them. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But this guy was the real deal. He was a bona fide medium, and he was also an exorcist and a very good friend of mine. And he said to me, what you should always do, and this is going back quite a few years now, when you leave a building, first of all, you tell whichever spirit or energies are in that building that you are leaving that building, and they are not allowed by the laws of nature to follow you. They are not allowed to go anywhere near you, go home with you, or any of your fellow investigators. But what you do to double make sure is you envisage white light that travels from your stomach, almost like an umbilical cord, and it connects you to the property or the area that you're investigating. And then just before you leave, what you do is in your imagination, you cut that umbilical cord, and then you imagine it shriveling up, and I imagine it sealing into my stomach, the rest of it shriveling up to the building, and that means that there are no connections, no highways between myself and that building that spirit can utilise to find me or follow me. But the one night that I forgot to do that, I came home, and Hazel doesn't really credit anything like that. She doesn't really believe in anything like that at all, which is fine, it's fair enough. And we were I got into bed, and I thought, absolutely shattered. And this was about 3:30 in the morning, and we'd been out probably since about 8 o'clock the previous evening. So we'd been out for a few hours, and intention was to stay out longer, but we got tired, and it was cold and miserable, and we decided to go home early, call it an early night. So we did early night, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. So I got into bed, and this is the one time that I forgot to go through the routine. And as I was laying there, obviously Hazel stirred, and she was sort of semi-awake. And I turned my back to the wall, and between my bed and the wall, there's probably about, maybe a 3.5 foot gap that we can walk around. And right behind me, I heard the voice which sounded like a little girl, and I can only think it was a little girl. And it was quite sweetly said, and she said, "Are you asleep now?" And I jumped round, And I thought the first thing that came to mind was, oh crap, I didn't cut ties. I did not cut ties. Hazel jumped around and said to me, "What the bleep was that?" And I said, "Don't worry, it's all right. I think something's probably followed me home, but I'll shift it now." And she went, "Yes, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Whatever it is, just get rid of it." And I had to get up, and then I had to go through a whole routine of banishing this energy, this spirit, and is what I believe it to be, or believed it to be. And it was fine after that. It was fine. We could get back to sleep again. It was Hazel didn't sleep. I did. I slept like a log because I was tired. I've been out in the freezing cold all night and half the morning. So, but she couldn't get back to sleep again. She was subsequently knackered in the morning, and yeah, she wasn't very happy with me. So those are the routines that I use. So, you know, please, if you go on an investigation or you feel nervous about an investigation, or maybe you're going out, I don't know, whatever, just feel free to, or please utilise those intents that I've just explained to you. You utilise the same format that I have, and you should be okay. I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee anything. Nobody can. But it was worked for me, and I'm sure that it would work for you as well if you feel that way inclined. If you don't want to speak out, which is absolutely fine, I'm quite happy to do it, because obviously I can do it I create protection for the group or the team. I have done. You can always just do it in your own mind, in your own head. And that's something I would always advise. I know people go, well, what you do is nonsense. But you know what? Intent is a very, very real thing, and it's a very, very strong thing. And it can manufacture or create your reality, and in doing so can give you protection if that is what you ask for. So that's it, really. I hope that meant something to you. I hope it did. I know it sounds a bit Twilight Zone-y, but yeah, please, you know, please use it if you wish to. In actual fact, if you go out, I would be more than happy. In fact, I'd be worried if you ever went on an investigation or somewhere like that, or you felt awkward in a place, or you felt somewhere wasn't right, utilise it. You don't have to speak out loud. Do it in your own mind. Do it to yourself. But I would feel happier if you did use it, because it would give you protection, and that would make me very, very happy. So yeah, that's it, guys. So once again, I hope that made sense. It probably didn't. It probably was gobbledygook, and you're probably thinking, oh my word, let's phone up somebody to take him away, because he's completely lost the plot. But yeah, so that's it. So look after each other, look out for each other, be there for one another, and take good care of one another, because that is a very important thing, and we should all be doing it. And I'm sure that most of you would like to do that as well. Make it your intent. There you go. Speak to you soon, guys. Bye now.